Okie dokie. So we are going to start with making a list of some perfect squares, some perfect cubes, and some extra perfect numbers, perfect fourths, perfect fifths, things like that. So you're going to want to create this chart with me. Get it out an extra piece of paper. Maybe something that you can pull out. I would recommend maybe even some printer paper, so that way you don't have it stuck in your notebook that you should be using, or a binder or anything. You can actually pull this paper out and use it as a reference sheet. So this is going to be your perfect reference sheets. So what I mean by a perfect number, so perfect squares, perfect cubes, perfect fourths, fifths, sixths, that just means that I'm taking a number, so the word perfect, I'm taking whatever number it is and I'm multiplying it by itself that many times. So it's just a number multiplied by itself. So if I say a perfect square, for instance, so it'd be a number like 2 to the second, because a square is the second power. It's an exponent. And remember, exponents, you multiply that number, the base number, so 2 in this case, however many times the exponent says, so 2 times 2. If it was a perfect cube, and I had 2 to the third, so a cubed is to the third, that means I would be doing 2 times 2 times 2. Perfect fourths would be 2 to the fourth, cubed fourths. So 2 to the fourth would just be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And if we go one more time, we're going to do the fifths. We're going to have 2 to the fifth, so we'll have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making a chart of these particular numbers. So you are going to want to make sure you have enough space. We're going to have 3 separate columns. We're going to have one column that is perfect squares. We'll have a column that is perfect cubes. And then we're going to have a list of some extra ones. These will be some fourth and fifth perfects. So for the squares, we are going to do 1 squared, 2 squared, all the way to 15 squared. Nope, it should be a 3. So at this point, you should have all of those listed. The perfect cubes, we're going to have 1 through 10. So we're going to have 1 to the third power, 2 to the third power, all the way through 10 to the third power. Make sure you're writing these as exponents, not as 10 to the third power, because that just looks like 103. That doesn't look like 10 to the third power. You'll get yourself confused in the notes if you don't write it out as an exponent. So those extra ones that we're going to do 1 through 5 to the fourth power. And then we're going to do 1 through 5 to the fifth power. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to actually fill in every single one of these and write what each one of them is equal to. So 1 to the second power means I'm doing 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 to the second power means I'm doing 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9, so on and so forth. So you're going to go ahead and fill in the rest of the perfect squares column. Once you have all of those, you should have these numbers beside them. So go ahead and check your work. And then we're going to do the same thing in the perfect cubes column. We're going to fill all of those in. So 1 times 1 is 1 times another 1 is 1. 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4 times another 2 is 8. And you're going to go ahead and do the same thing here. You're going to multiply these all the way through. If in the case you get to one that's pretty big and you're like, I'm not really sure what that is, go ahead and go to the classroom website. And let me see if I have it up right away. I don't. But if we go to the classroom website, so Miss Kalina's mathclass.weebly.com, and you'll want to go and click this week, it'll take you to this page. And then you can click this link here at the side, the scientific calculator, and it'll take you to that calculator that you need. So the next one on my list of numbers that I needed was 3 to the third. So I can actually use my calculator, and I can click 3, and I can click this A to the B power here, and then I can click to the third. And my answer comes up over here, so equals 27. If I hit enter, it'll be put up top so that I can use it for reference later. So that is going to be 27. And then you can go ahead and fill out the rest of these. So once you have the rest of them filled out, go ahead and check your numbers against my numbers and make sure that you have all of those right numbers down. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to do the same exact thing with the anything to the fourth power and to the fifth power. So 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, that's 4 ones. Anything times 1 is still 1. I'm going to do 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8, times 2 is 16. And those same ideas with our 5. So 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, that's still 1. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So you're going to do that same exact thing. If you need to use the calculator, you're more than welcome to use the calculator again. So fill out the rest of your extras column. All right, and that's all you need. So this is just a reference page for you. Make sure you check your numbers here. Make sure that they're the same as what I have. And this is just a reference sheet. So make sure that you maybe put a star on the top so you remember where to find it. Maybe fill in the corner of your page. So that way, so if this was the corner of my page here, my pen is acting up on me. So if this is your corner of your page, maybe mark it so that way you can flip to it really fast. Anything like that so that you can find this page. We will be using this throughout the rest of the chapter. And go ahead and you're going to want to watch the next video. So make sure you have this all filled out. Make sure you have this reference sheet. You're going to use it a lot.